Stories are a powerful way to elicit emotion, and when done properly, they can make your audience take action, feel something, and create a connection. Think about your favorite movie or TV show. They're all using certain storytelling techniques to connect with you and tell their story. By studying these examples and figuring out what these techniques are, we can actually create better videos for our YouTube channels. In fact, becoming a good storyteller is one of the most important things you can do inside of your business, and it can help set you apart from your competition. I talk a lot about the importance of a good hook in a lot of my videos, but after you've hooked your audience, you need to keep them engaged throughout your entire video, and that's where storytelling comes into play. Because I want you to remember that YouTube's goal as a platform is to keep the viewers on YouTube. So the longer someone's watching your video, the more YouTube is going to reward you. But how can we use these storytelling techniques in our videos? Well, let's go through 3 techniques together. Number 1 is I want you to avoid "and then" and replace it with "but therefore." And let me explain. Have you ever heard a story like this? So today I woke up and then I made myself some breakfast and then I had to go run and do some errands. And then I came home and I did some work. Then it was 5 o'clock all of a sudden and then I had to make some dinner. And then I was so tired that I went to bed. This is super boring. And if someone told you a story like this, you most likely would have zoned out, right? I've definitely been there before. So to create a better version of this story, we want to add "but" and "therefore" to it. This creates more drama and keeps the story interesting so that people are paying attention. So by adding those 2 words in, it would go something like this. Today, I woke up feeling really tired and I didn't want to get out of bed. But I knew I had some errands to run, therefore I gave myself a little pep talk and jumped out of bed. Once my errands were completed, I came home to get a little bit of work done, but I realized that I first needed to organize my to-do list so I could get everything completed. Once I had that all completed, I started to get to work and was so in the zone that all of a sudden it was already 5 o'clock. I knew I had to make some dinner before my family came home, but I didn't really feel like cooking. Therefore, I pulled out the takeout menus and ordered some pizza. The carbs from the pizza really did a number on me and made me so tired. Therefore, I went to bed early. Now, obviously, that is still a very generic story, but I wanted to make it very generic and simple so you could see the difference. By adding "but" and "therefore" into this story, it made it way more interesting. Now, I want you to think about how you could use this principle inside of your own videos. You're gonna want to give the steps of your story or go through the main highlights of your story, right? But you're gonna wanna add context and details and drama points to keep the story interesting. As another example, think about your favorite movie, right? There's usually a main character and he's going about the plot. He's doing something, right? But it's not usually in a linear or step-by-step way. They don't usually tell the story like, John went to the store and then he went to go meet his family and then this happened and then this happened, right? That's not usually how a movie is outlined or told. Instead, they do something and then something happens to them and they have to overcome it. There's different plots and twists and turns that happen throughout telling of the story, instead of it just being a linear and then and then and then. By thinking of using the words "but" and "therefore," you're adding drama into the story and conflicts to keep your story moving in an interesting way. All right, technique number 2 is show them the transformation. This is a great storytelling technique that will not only sell your products and services, but also help you grow your audience and your email list. This is basically a before and an after. So you're going to want to show your characters before, or your ideal clients before, and then what they had to overcome, and then their after. This produces emotion and really makes the person watching this want to have that end result as well. This type of storytelling is used a lot in case studies where you're showing the results of your methods or your products. And it's also done a lot in like the fitness or health niche where they're showing like the before and the after of a student that they worked with after putting in the work of either diet or exercise or whatever it is they were doing. So I want you to think about what methods are you currently using inside of your business right now, and how can you show the before and the after of what it was like for someone before they used your methods and then after they used your methods, or before they used your product and then after they used your product, right? This is a very powerful way that you can use storytelling in your business really easily. All right, storytelling technique number 3 is open loops. Now, open loops are one of my favorite storytelling techniques to use inside of my YouTube videos. Basically, what you're doing is you're teasing your audience with something and then promising to explain it to them later in the video. Open loops can be used many times within your video. It can be at the beginning, in the middle, or the end, and you can use multiple of them per video. For example, I could create a video something like this. To grow on YouTube, you need to understand what your audience is searching for and conduct keyword research. I'll cover 2 of my favorite tools to help you do this at the end of this video. Once you understand what your ideal client is searching for, then you can create content around those search terms and be found organically. So do you see in that example how I brought something up, I teased it, and then I said that I was going to explain it or give the answer later in the video? This keeps your audience watching because they want to find out the answer to whatever you teased. So for this example, they want to find out what those tools are, right? Another way you can use an open loop is at the end of your video, and you might be more familiar with this in movie terms as a cliffhanger. It's usually what it's called in our favorite television shows, right? At the season finale, or maybe at the end of one of the episodes, something really dramatic happens and you kind of have to wait for the next episode to come out to figure out what happens or what the solution is to that cliffhanger, that question that they ended it with. So we can do the same thing with our videos. We can say something like, in next week's video, we're gonna cover X, Y, and Z. Or stay tuned for next week's video where I'm gonna show you blank, right? And this keeps our audience wanting to come back to watch our next video because we left them on a cliffhanger. So in this video, we covered 3 amazing storytelling techniques that you can use inside of your videos, but there are so many more that you can utilize. And inside of my group coaching program, a Video Marketing Accelerator, I go into more depth on how you can create stories inside of your video content. If you want to learn more about that program, you can click the link below. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and share this video on your social media channels and tag me at Wandermint Creative.